Good evening. This is Elder G again. You see, the president, the most racist president in American history, you can see just like he went into LA, just like he talking about going into Chicago, just like he talking about going into New York. He going to the places that is mostly where most of the minorities live. He just came out today in Washington, D.C., and he called D.C. and the people in D.C., he called them scum. He said that he's going to send the National Guard and the FBI to get the scum off the street. See, what he's talking about is African Americans. See, the majority of the population of Washington, D.C. is black. Black is the majority of the population of Washington, D.C. Just like when he went into L.A. with the Hispanics and the blacks. Just like he's going to go into Chicago and then New York. Because he hates minorities. He want to clean out D.C. and make it white again. But I'm telling you right now, as a black man, as a man of God, you're not going to go into Washington, D.C., where the majority is black. And the violent crime and everything that's in Washington, D.C. is down. And you, just because people sleeping on the street and low income, you're gonna call them the president of the United States that's taking our tax dollars. It's going to pay the president and the vice president and the Congress and the Supreme Court who pay their salary. You're gonna come on national TV where the majority of the people that's in Washington, D.C. is black and call them scum. Black people ain't gonna stand for that. Who do you think you are? This is the United States of America. White supremacy ain't gonna stand here. It's not in the Constitution. It's not lawful to do. The president to get on TV that's representing 50 states and call the black people, the majority of people in New York, scum. White supremacists. See, if we do not stand up against this guy that want to be a king and a dictator, if you let him pull this off, I'll be totally surprised that black people just laid down like that. Gonna let a white supremacist, knowing what we done went through, knowing we done went through slavery, knowing that we done went through Jim Crow, and knowing that we know that Donald Trump is trying to take us back to the 17 and the 1800s. If you won't stand on your feet right now and fight for your freedom, I don't mean physical violence. I don't believe in physical violence. I believe that right now the federal government had overstepped their bounds. And I believe in my heart, in my mind, in my soul that God is on our side. God is for justice. God is for peace. God is for long suffering. All I can say is I know what I would do. I'm not going to let anybody run over me when I'm not doing anything to them. Violent crime is down in Washington, D.C. The president is making phony excuses to go into a black place and try to run all the blacks out so he can bring the white supremacists in. I put a thing on my Facebook profile where this white national is got a church that he bringing to Washington, D.C., where he want to turn all the states into white national Christian nation. You know what? Do you know what they talking about when they talking about turning this into a Christian nation? All you got to do is look at Britain. See, Britain is where the king is over the church. The king is the one that rules the church. That's why they here in America, because they didn't want to put up with a king. You know what? When you say you want to make this nation a Christian nation, you know what you're talking about, right? You talking about the king or the dictator. That if you commit adultery, that's a crime. That's a crime. If you engage in homosexuality, that's a crime that you can go to prison for. If you any other religion other than a Christian, you can't practice your religion in this country. That's what he's talking about, a Christian nation. No race mixing. You can't mix races like black and white, blacks and Mexican. If you got a Christian nation, you can't marry out of your race. And the white race will be supreme to every other race. The Aryan race. He's talking about the same thing that Hitler is talking about. He's talking about the same thing that Stalin is talking about. He's talking about that Aryan race. Any other race in any other religion than what the government set up. And Donald Trump, he's going to be the king. So no more race mixing. No more living in a community with different race of people. That's what they're talking about. I don't live through it. I wasn't in slavery, but my father was just like a slave. So I know exactly what they doing. And I know exactly what they saying. That's why he want to build the $200 million ballroom. You see all the gold, how he facing that historic White House by putting all that cheap gold looking stuff on the doors and around the wall. The White House is the people's house. Donald Trump is only going to be there for 4 years. Why are we letting him spend all those millions and millions of dollars tearing up the White House and make it look like a clown show? But the white supremacists, they love it because Donald Trump is going to try to drive out the minorities. You're going to have a rude awakening when you go into D.C. I'm doing everything I can to try to keep this slaughter from happening. The white people, the president white people, you're going to be very sorry. You're going to be very sorry because you're going to make the biggest mistake of your life. When you start going into these black communities, thinking that you're going to run over blacks. You're going to get a rude awakening. You're going to try to go into D.C. and the people that have been living out from generation into generation and call them scum, and you're going to get them off the street and you're going to make D.C. white again. Go ahead and try it now. I'm warning you, and I've been warning you for months now. Ever since October, black people are not afraid of you. Black people are not afraid of you. Black people is peaceful people. We loving people. We caring people. We have mercy. We don't want just to kill people just because we think we better than somebody else. We believe in God and we accept Jesus Christ as our own personal Savior. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen when you stir this up. Because you think you better than other races. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. It's going to be nothing but a slaughter. You already less than 10% of the world population. You think you got the power when you don't. 68 million Hispanics, 41 million blacks, 25 million Asian, 10 million Native American, and 4 million Arabs. A total of 148 million strong. USA. Don't you let that crazy man in the White House fool you. Like we just gonna lay back and let you do what you think you're gonna do. You're gonna have a rude awakening. Letting these white supremacists fool you. When we already almost the majority in this country, and you're going to treat us like scum. You're going to get our tax dollars, and then you're going to put the ICE on us. You're going to put the FBI on us with our own money. We are not going to stand for it. I'm a man of God and keep on preaching. I hope that this thing stops. I hope the good white people wake up and see that it ain't gonna be pretty. Black people know how to fight. Black people got plenty of weapons. I pray to God that this don't end with blood coming all the way up to the horse's bridle. I hope and pray, but I will tell you, black people and Mexican people and Asian people and Arab people and Native America, we're not going to let white people run all over us. We want peace. But if they come after us, we're going to give you everything that we got. I believe that Jesus is with us. I believe that Jesus is leading us and guiding us. If they come down on us, I believe that God is with us to give them everything that we got to keep our race alive. I'm talking about the blacks. I'm talking about the Mexican Hispanic. I'm talking about the Asian. I'm talking about the Native American and the Arab. You don't have no right to come to us. We ain't doing nothing against the United States of America. We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Not y'all. Justice for all. We ain't doing nothing against the United States. But if you come against us, we need to give them everything we got. Because if you're going to let a low-down, hateful president and the federal government come against American citizens with their own money, we're not just going to stand here and let it happen. I keep on preaching peace and love and long-suffering, but that crazy man just won't stop. He just keep on coming. He kept on coming against the British. He kept on coming against Spain. He kept on coming against the Native American. He kept on coming against the Mexicans. But we're not going to stand back this time. We're not going to let nobody try to bring down the Constitution of the United States of America. We're just not going to do it. Thank you. Just not going to